Hello, welcome back to the Black Friday review series. I am Fallen Dragonite and we are looking at the Figma Raphtalia figure. This was something I've been wanting to get my hands on for a bit, but she's kind of one of those figures that's not cheap to get for a good reason. Of course, this is Figma after all. But as you can see, she is nicely detailed figure based on, of course, the character from Rising of the Shield Hero. As you can see, she has her sheathed blade here with, of course, the hand made specifically to hold this sheath. She also has her original sword in the sheath here, which, as you can see, just comes out of the scabbard. Her face is nicely painted, although I can't really get the camera to actually focus because there's no focus on this camera. She has the usual Figma joints in the positions you think they are in. She has two torso joints. I'm going to have to take her off the base in order to show off the articulation. You see she has that little nub that Megumin had, and yeah, I am well aware I have two figures voiced by the same voice actress, or at least the English voice actor. Her tail is articulated as well. Unfortunately, it is attached to her skirt, not her body. She also has the usual knee and hip and ankle toe. There is one piece of articulation I find very interesting. That is, her torso can be pulled out slightly. This is so you can get her in a sitting position despite this skirt, because a lot of figures, especially these high-end collectible figures, have plastic skirts that while they're made out of soft plastic, they don't really work too well for articulation because they don't flex enough. The pull-out joint in the torso actually mitigates that quite a bit. I mean, it looks kind of weird when you have her torso pulled out, so you got to push it back in to make it look natural, but it does help with articulation with the skirt, so you can get that full range of movement, despite there being a solid yet somewhat flexible piece of plastic there. I do like that. So let's put her back onto her base and take a look at some of her other accessories. After all, we already looked at her basic sword, which just goes right into her sheath. We looked at this sword, which you have to be very careful, but it can be unplugged from this sheath. And that is because when it is unsheathed, we have this. Of course, this doesn't plug into that. It's just meant to... This is actually one solid piece of plastic that's molded, that's painted. So you have that sword. So basically, you have to take that off and plug in and the sheath would go into her hand. Okay, we'll just position her in a little bit more natural pose. And of course, this, have to be very careful. Hang on, I gotta do this off camera because this is very, very delicate. Have to be very careful, but as you can see, in order to get it into her holding hand, you have to unplug it. And as you can see, that is clear plastic. Much like Megumin, be very careful when unplugging and plugging this back in. I usually just keep it in her sheath. Of course, we have the spare wrist joint there. I don't unbag it. You can see she has her gold bracelet on. She does have the plain metal bracelet there. She also has all of her alternate hands. Got fists open. This is the hand for her sword. This is her hand. This is another sword holding hand, another fist. This hand in particular is for the scabbard on her hip. Of course, another open hand. And of course, the standard two alternate faces. We have the more serious action face and the more stern face. And of course, in order to swap out the faces, you of course have to pull out her bangs and just pop off the face like so and put on the other one. These are of course soft plastic and they do kind of sort of rotate, but not terribly. It doesn't feel like this is a joint, it just feels like it has the ability to move out of the way for some poses. And of course, she has a single piece of hair. Normally when I see posable hair, it's just in two separate chunks that can actually spread out. But yeah, that is Figma Raphtalia. And of course, in order to take off the bracelet, you have to pop off her hand and just swap out the bracelet. Well, that's all there is to say about Figma Raphtalia. Nice figure, but not cheap. She will usually be going for about $100, and that's without shipping. So if you can get her for a good price with free shipping, I say go for it. Otherwise, you're not gonna get her cheap. She is a really nice figure, though. I do say if you do have the chance, go get her. If you're a fan of the character. Anyway, Black Friday reviews are almost complete, and we are going to do a serious blitz with the next one. So I hope to see you in the next video. So stay tuned, and goodbye.